Hello, everyone. I was talking about the MTA and how they were so messed up in their website information. And they really don't care. So let's get right into it. They act like they're more interested in their paycheck instead of their passion for the job. And they have absolutely zero passion for the job itself. So let's look at case number, MTA case number 0682087, which is going back and forth from, at least from June, if I'm not mistaken, here. So this is Lisa Lee's response about the incorrect elevator escalator information from 161st Street in the system here. The error, it's supposed to be the BX32 at Walton Avenue at 175th Street. And the alternative travel post of BX13 should be the 32. So they may not be the team that posts information, but they should get to the website team that manages the information here. So that was back on October 1st. And right now we're on November 12th. So let's go right into the elevator escalator status page. There we go. There we go. Right about here. Let's look at 161st Street, and I'll go back to the others. Capital replacement still in effect here. Hold on. Shoot. Capital replacement. Oh, there we go. And travel alternatives. Come on. Travel alternatives. There we go. See, it says still has a BX13, which runs on Jerome Avenue at 175th Street and Walton Avenue, just west of Grand Concourse. So that is wrong. And since the elevators affordable were returned back to service last week, they still have the elevators also out of service at Fordham Road 4 station here. It's not updated. So let's look at the next one, travel alternatives. And it's BX 132, which doesn't even exist in the Bronx here. Let's go to the next one. Because there's 5 elevators at 161st Street, Yankee Stadium, that are due for full replacement. BX 132 doesn't exist. Right here, capital replacement. Let's go to number 4. Another BX 132, Jerome 175th. Crazy, isn't it? Last one here. Okay. And it doesn't really show here, but it seems to be A-okay for now. So let's look at the other elevators that are here right now. 14th Street, Union Square, here. There's 2 elevators that are out for full replacement. The mezzanine to the L-line platform, down the low level. That is the elevator from the 4, 5, and 6 at the 14th Street main side. And also the street elevator, which is also by 14th Street and by 14th Street by the full-time booth. That's also out too. So you can't take an elevator from the street to the mezzanine, nor you can take the elevator from the mezzanine to the L platform. But you can take the elevator between the uptown and downtown NR, Q, and W line. So let's look at travel alternatives for the one for the L platform. If you're on the mezzanine towards the L platform, exit for the fare gate at the opposite end of the mezzanine and use the elevator to exit the station here. Oh, wait a minute. The elevator is out already. Street to mezzanine. That's out. Wait. Or for 8th Avenue, if you're on the platform, take a Brooklyn-bound L train to 1st Avenue, then exit station, take a westbound 4th bus there. If you are on the street to mezzanine here, right here, street to mezzanine here, if you're on the street, take the bus to 8th Avenue, or for Brooklyn-bound L, take the bus to 1st Avenue. Then for NQ on RW, take the 8th Avenue bound L to 14th Street Union Square and transfer to uptown or downtown NQ or W. Wait. If you are there, you take the L train back to 14th Street Union Square. That elevator from the L platform to the mezzanine is already out. So both of these contradict each other. Let's go down and look at 14th Street, 8th Avenue, just for a brief minute here. Take a downtown ACD to West 4th Street and use ramps to, that's fine. Take uptown, that seems to be fine here. And the bus connections all seem to be fine as well. Let's go down a little bit, and let's go down to Let's go down to, let's see, Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. There's 2 elevators that are out. One is a mezzanine to the Queens-bound EFMR platform. One is from the Manhattan-bound EFMR to the mezzanine to the EFMR mezzanine level towards the mezzanine level here. So these are out here. So let's look at the mezzanine to the Queens-bound EFMR and the travel alternatives. If you're on the mezzanine, take an E, M, and R to Queens Plaza and use elevators to transfer to Jamaica-bound E or F to Forces. Wait a minute. It tells you that if you're on the mezzanine, you're supposed to take a Manhattan-bound an elevator from the mezzanine to the Manhattan-bound E, F, M, or R platform, take the E, M, or R to Queens Plaza. But wait a minute. The Manhattan-bound E, F, M, R elevator to the mezzanine is also out until summer 2026. Let's go back to the travel alternatives again. Oh, wow. They really do get this messed up here. Oh, wow. You see that? And that's crazy. If you're on the Queens-bound EMFR platform, take the train to Forest Hills, then use elevators to transfer to Manhattan-bound EFMR to Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. Oh, wait a minute. But didn't I just tell you that the Manhattan-bound elevator was also out too, in addition to the Queens-bound elevator that was also out too? These contradict each other. And let's look at the other one, the Manhattan-bound platform. If you're on the Manhattan-bound platform, take the train to Queens Plaza, fine. Use elevators to transfer to Jamaica-bound EF and R or Forest Hills-bound MR to Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. But wait a minute. It's telling you to go back to the Roosevelt Avenue, Jackson Heights on the Jamaica-bound platform, the Queens-bound platform. And mezzanine to Queens-bound platform is also out until summer 2026. Isn't that crazy? They contradict each other. Let's go down a little bit here. West 4th Street, Washington Square. That has the M5 northbound instead of the M55 here. And it also shows above here the Uptown M55 bus. That was like a while ago since the M5 was broken up into 2 sections, the M55 for the lower part and the M5 for the upper part here. So they really don't even know whatever they're doing itself here. In fact, when you talk about elevator replacements here and accessible stations itself, look at the weekend service changes for this weekend here, particularly for this weekend, November 14th to November 17th. Let's scroll down here. And this relates to the Queens Bus Network, which just recently, from August 30th, was recently completed the full redesign there with all routes effective. One of them is the F line I notes here that has a reroute on Brooklyn-bound F service running on the E line. So it doesn't stop at these stations, including going to Manhattan, going Manhattan-bound and Brooklyn-bound, including 21st Street Queensbridge. And I talk about 21st Street Queensbridge because you have these buses here, including the Q102. The Q102 no longer stops at 21st Street Queensbridge due to the redesign. It now is rerouted via 31st Street instead of 21st Street, where the stop is at 41st Avenue, and goes to Queens Plaza or Court Square. So this bus is wrong. This information is wrong here. Sorry for being blurry about that. And you talk about accessibility here. Look at this by accessible travel by subway here. List of accessible stations here. They have not even updated the information even from the Bronx bus routes here, let alone the Queens bus routes. And that was from 2023. I'll show you as an example. They still got the BX4 and the BX4A. One of them is not even working right now. You also is missing the M125 here. I believe so. Let's go down a little bit to Gun Hill Road and White Plains Road on the 2 and 5 lines. Bus connections include the BX30, which was recently which is from 2023, rerouted to continue on Boston Road to Pelham Parkway Station. So it doesn't go to Gun Hill Road Station anymore. Let's go down a little bit more to Simpson Street. And Simpson Street, you have BX11, which does not go to Simpson Street anymore. It cuts across 174th Street towards Parkchester right now. And I also think that the BX27 no longer goes to Simpson Street anymore. It ends at Morrison Soundview at all times. So that's another mistake right there. Okay, look at this mistake. Look at these mistakes here. Pelham Parkway, White Plains Road is missing the BX30 here, as you can see here. As you can also see here. Let's look at East 180th Street. At least East 180th Street has the right BX40 to 42, which now runs on East 180th Street right across instead of Tremont Avenue. At least they got this right here. Bedford Park Boulevard, they're missing the BX25 and 26. So really, 170th Street, they're missing the BX18A and B. Not that it matters, but I'm just saying, okay? So now let's look at Manhattan. Let's look at certain ones that are related to the Bronx Bus Routing Network. 125th Street. Let's look at 125th Street. Bus connections. M100. The M100 does not go 125th Street anymore. It ends at St. Nicholas Avenue, 125th Street. The BX15 does not go into Manhattan anymore. As I stand corrected, it's the M125. See, this BX15 at 125th Street and St. Nicholas. 125th Street in Lenox on the 2 and 3 has the BX. That's 135th Street. So it doesn't, BX15. It's supposed to be M125. That's based on the 2023 information of the Bronx Bus Route Network here. So if you think that's bad enough, what about the Queens Bus Route Network here? They haven't even done that yet correctly. As I said, 21st Street Queensbridge, they have Q102 on here. Let's go down a little bit. Court Square, they're missing the Q102 as well. Flushing Main Street. Well, they took out the Q14 there. Interesting. Okay. Q16, Q19, Q20A-B. There's no 20. There's no Q434 anymore. That's absorbed into the Q25. There's no Q48 more. That's absorbed into Q49, some other route there. There's no Q63. That's a rush service that complements the Q66 and so forth. So there's supposed to be a rush service of Q64 that complements it here. Let's scroll down here. Q12, 36, 43, 76, 77, Q110, X68 here. So Q34, there's no more Q34. There's a lot of stuff here. Q85. Where's the Q86 and Q89? Okay? They're missing those routes as well here. Jamaica Van Wyck. Q24, Q44 SBS. Q72. Q10. How about Q98? What about that? That's missing too. That complements the Q10 as well. That's missing that. All right? See? Q38. Let's see. Woodhaven. I have not memorized, to be honest with you, I have not memorized all of the Queens bus routes. I know some of them, not all of them. But it's clear that, Brooklyn. Hey, I know something about Brooklyn. Let's look at Brooklyn. Let's go back up. Sorry about that. I'll show you about Brooklyn as well. And this is my point here. All right. Well, Brooklyn, they have the Euclid Avenue. They still have the Q7. Come on. Brooklyn, right here. Brooklyn. Euclid Avenue. Euclid Avenue, Q7, Q8. Q7 does not go anymore. There. That's rerouted along the entire length of Rockaway Boulevard to Eldred Lane. So no longer goes to Euclid Avenue anymore. So like I said, these pages here have been yet to be updated. And that's sad. This is the MTA list of MTA accessible stations, and they claim they updated this on November 5th, 2025. That's what's sad about it. Yet, the Queens Bus Redesign Network was fully implemented on August 30th, 2025. That is over 2 months ago. So, what's taking them so long just to update these routes, these bus connections here? I don't understand it. All right? Thank you for watching. You have a good day.